Whoa, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what just happened. Gosh, I try to be all slick. All right, let me get this music off, and then we bring up our guest too. All right, I think Rocko's back here. What's going on, man? How we doing?
As good as I'm gonna be, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
considering.
uh, well, yeah. You know, I pretty much just been really like, focused on trying to bring awareness to any community, really. I have even put my cell phone number because I now have a house phone. It hasn't been set up yet, but um, I finally got Wi-Fi again, and uh, I just been really like trying to work on myself, as well as acceptance of certain things due to certain things, and kind of having to just bite the bullet in a way, like literally. Um, Unfortunately, right now I'm on a whole bunch of antibiotics. It sucks, but it's better than having infection and you know that kind of thing. But
Oh yeah,
yeah, my teeth are bad. My teeth are bad.
letting an infection run though,
Yeah,
especially in your mouth, that could be it could be death. It's not anything to play around with. You're better
yeah,
off having
yeah.
antibiotics.
That's why I'm on three. That's why I'm on antibiotics.
I've had to. I'll
So
be honest. I had a rotten root on my front tooth. My face started swelling up. Like the whole right side of my face looked like.
you had to get antibiotics too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I had to get the root pulled, and they had to like drain
Oh,
my face. It was bad. They said if I would have waited longer, I could have got it into my bloodstream.
yep, yep,
Yeah, that's stuff serious. But
yep.
I mean, at least it's getting taken care of. That's the best way to do it. I mean, nip it in the butt.
It's
And
unfortunate, but with dentists, it's like you gotta wait and a list and all that stuff. It's
I
um,
mean, I don't know about you, but growing up as a kid, man. I was growing up on sugary drinks and carbs and all this other stuff. And yeah, dude,
yeah,
I used to not have good dental hygiene. I didn't brush my teeth enough.
but Ritalin was, yeah,
Dental hygiene.
yeah.
It's something that has to be developed, and that's for sure. And
Um,
always tried to I've always tried to push that on people just because of my own past of having to deal with it. Nobody wants to joke about tooth pain. It hurts. It's one of the worst pains you can imagine.
yeah. So, anyways, like I've been really like geared towards like community like type things, as well as one main one is children. Um, the abuse that's going on with certain organizations that are just getting away with this. It's almost like just watch the political show, but don't care about the kids, right?
Well, no, they want you to look somewhere else while that's going on. They don't want you to, you know what I mean? They don't want you to pay
I,
attention to what's
I
going on over there.
uh,
That's all
they
political.
don't. And if you get involved, and like myself, I'm putting my neck on the line now. So it can be a dangerous task. It can be a very dangerous task. Um, because I myself am the type of person where you know if I sense something or I, feel like something's going on somewhere, I'm gonna go check things out. Come hell or high water, especially if it has to do with kids. Especially.
Have you seen some of those YouTube channels that they got that catch predators online? Something that YouTube actually
I have. Yeah.
It seems like
interesting.
lets people do it, and they basically just go online in chat rooms and act like they're a minor, and then they show up when the person shows up for a meeting.
Yep.
And then you're looking at a grown man.
Yep. No, and you know what? You know what? It's a good thing that they do that. It's a good thing. And I give people that do it credit. Yeah.
Nobody's giving them a hard time.
No, because they're doing what unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I noticed this in a movie the other night. Okay, there was a guy, it's called Trafficked, by the way, and it's a white cover. It's on Tubi right now, and it's in brown lettering, I believe.
It's just got a barcode.
I think it's in brown letter. No, it's in brown lettering, and it's got a picture of a girl on it, I believe.
Oh, I think the cover was similar, and it had a girl on it, and then she had a barcode on her.
No. I think I know what you're talking about. But see, that's the thing. That name is used so many times on so many different movies. So you could type in Trafficked, and there's a whole bunch of traffic. You know what I mean? Like, it's... And what's so sad about it is, like, okay, they hired a private investigator or whatever, and of course the police, told them that the guy's crazy and this and that, but the reason why they said that is they didn't want to lose. I realized right there, you know what I mean? Because they knew this guy would kick in the door and do whatever he had to do.
Yeah.
It was a Marine,
Yeah, he wasn't fucking around.
He was not messing around. Rumors ruminate. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that do that type of stuff, the organizations, private organizations, and especially in California, and some of these people are looked down on. They're looked down on for what they do. Because too many fucking fat guys or, a guy that can't get a girl wants to go on the internet and get a freaking 16-year-old girl. No, that's disgusting. Our kids are not for sale.
And think about the programs by the government that are supposed to help. Like, if you're talking about, like, the Child Protection Services or whatever, they always make shit worse. They make shit worse.
Absolutely. They're horrible.
But these are
they're horrible.
It's like the people.
They're like the worst.
Are doing it on fucking YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, those are the best.
Look, man, I know. I'm aware. But here's the other thing. They want to pop all this mainstream media, look, I'm so tired of who's going to be the president and who's not. When are we going to do something about our children being taken by these organizations that are funded by our very own, well-known suit and tie guys that might shake your hand at when you're testifying, because maybe, or might want to stay a certain distance because a child's pissed off that even happened to them.
It's more fucked up.
And a lot of these people get off a lot of these people, all that happens is the place gets shut down and they move somewhere else and they start doing it again.
I mean, think about it like this: these are our tax dollars that we're paying in to have these government people not do their job. We're paying them to fuck up and take our kids and be horrible, like, and put them in foster care, and they just all they do is redefine words. Like, oh, we don't call it foster care anymore. I don't care what you call it; it's the same shit. Like,
But then again, you got the parents that are guilty that I've
oh yeah,
spoken with
and don't get me wrong,
that
they
have
need
placed
resources.
their kids in private schools where they went, you know, they were troubled or whatever a little bit or whatever, or they, but they came out complete drug addicts. So, you know, and parents beat themselves up sometimes because they didn't believe them at first, or, you know what I mean? Because the problem is the reason why I have that symbol on my I believe it's my profile picture, right? Is because I am now unsilenced. Finally, I am now unsilenced because I have now built the courage to tell the truth of what actually happened to me. So others, might say, you know what? He's on to something. Let me jump on that bandwagon instead of let's jump on this bandwagon and, fight over, whatever political crap. You know what I mean? When there's inhumane acts going on in society and people are just turning a blind eye at it that take oath in office.
I mean, the oath that they take in office isn't the same one that we
No, I
recognize.
understand, but they're not living by their constitutional rights
Yeah,
by any means.
they're taking an oath
And I
of
don't think
brotherhood.
anybody is
And
starting to realize that. I think people are just, not realizing that now. They're it's so sad how mind controlled people are. I sit back and I realize that this is the whole mind control thing.
a lot of people that I talk to have been talking about something, the Great Awakening or the Great Filter, and they've been talking about it for a while. And I really do
Yeah,
think it's happening. I do think
okay, yeah, too
I do think people
anonymous,
are waking up.
whatever. Yeah, I'm over it.
No, I'm just saying in general. I do think people are
I'm
waking up
over
to
it.
the fact that
I had a guy from Q threaten me one time.
no, I'm not.
I was like,
Regardless,
whatever,
regardless of who
dude.
stuff.
Dude, come to my house right now, dude. I really would love for you, keyboard gangster, to just come to my house right
No. I was saying, regardless of Q stuff, I do think people are realizing the dog and pony show that's going on with politics isn't something that we're defeated.
Exactly. But here's the thing: Paris Hilton, shout out! I believe she got a law passed in Montana with something to do with DSS and or with homes, troubled teen homes having to be certain things. I think there was another one shut down not too long ago. But anyways, back to the Unsilenced is. They're a wonderful organization. They're a wonderful group of people. They've been nothing but open arms to me since I've been in their community. They have welcomed me. I'm learning to just keep my distance and not, just jump to conclusions with people. So, like, I will not let anything get in the way of me, trying to stay on the path that I'm on now, because later on, it's going to bring more people and awareness to the table. We could be sitting here talking right now, and next year I could be in another state doing something, testifying, doing something that's trying to help, this new generation so they don't have to go through that. So they don't have to deal with that, social worker pulling up to the school and then, they have these tactics of how they speak to the child and how they can manipulate the child into saying something that's not real, or documentation, whatever it is, man. There's a lot of things that are being done in the dark that need to come to the light, unfortunately. And the problem is, once again,
these people. It's not unfortunate. These people needed to be exposed for a long time.
Oh, they need to be. What I mean, basically, by unfortunately, is that we even have to go to this route. It's getting to the point where there are police officers taking off their badge, their gun, and everything else, and saying, "I quit my job," because they're not being allowed to go do. You understand? Because a certain, if they cross a certain line, or that's bull crap. If they're already on the chase, right? I think a police officer should be able to go into any state if there's a child in that car that could be a possible sex trafficking victim.
Stop at state lines because it's out of their jurisdiction.
Well, no, this guy that I know, unfortunately,
they shouldn't stop. They should keep pursuing, like you're saying. I agree with you.
Exactly. And there should not be a law of that. But unfortunately, there's a law to that, I guess. And I think if that law was changed, then maybe we'd get a little further.
I think it'd be better if our CIA and our federal agents were worried about serious things rather than fucking storming the Mar-a-Lago and talking to Trump, or like all the bullshit that they're doing. There's other shit going on. Like, I don't know why we got federal agents who aren't regulated by fucking state borders. Why aren't they on these cases? Why are the state police having to worry about it? Or why are the local police having to worry about it? Like, yeah.
Why are the ex-Marines? Why are these people creating organizations like Unsilenced? Why? You know what I mean? And they're really like, they're good at what they do, right? I mean, but it's sometimes, the one thing that I hate is when I have to tell a parent, if I don't have the answer, I can't tell you. That's what I hate sometimes. If I don't have an answer, and because I know that feeling of, just my mother alone, I can only imagine how she felt every night that she knew that I was in a place, either whatever city, state, whatever it was. Child trafficking is definitely big money. Absolutely, especially in the state of Missouri. Go to youtube.com and there is a video on there that is exposed, and it's been exposed on the Kansas City News. So trust me, people, it is coming down when it comes to this stuff. Shout out to Justice for Kids. Go to their Facebook group page. You'll find out everything from what you need to know, to leads possibly, or questions possibly, or you might meet someone in there if you're a survivor, and you might have a connection. And then again, there are sometimes where some of these survivors, they can't really talk to one another because of certain traumas. Like some of these kids seem to think that it was helpful that this stuff went on. And then, really it wasn't helpful. You got another guy telling the guy, were you getting beat? Help? Was that really helping you? No, but since, it happened for so long, he became conditioned to the factor.
Can we take it a little deeper? A lot of people.
Yeah, we can go as deep as we want, man, on this.
We can go pretty deep, but I don't know how much YouTube is going to let me go. But The other thing that people don't think about.
Yeah, we just got to be careful with what we say. That's
No, I
all.
know. The other thing that people don't talk about with child trafficking, and this is probably going to push the limit. Um, it's not always sex trafficking or something like that. Sometimes they just sell people for fucking organs on the black market.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like you're talking about organ trafficking. Like that's actually a thing. Like people don't think about shit like that. It's not as simple as, oh, people are getting sold because they don't have any loved ones around them. It's a
Well,
lot deeper than that. And sometimes they're not survivors.
well, for me, right, is in the Bible states kids are going missing every other fucking day, dude.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's really bad. Kids are a commodity. All right. They talk about it in the video. If you watch this video on YouTube, dude, you might not even want to eat because you might just regurgitate right after. You know what I mean? It is disgusting. 31 judges recused themselves in the St. Louis County area. This is not a game. It's been on the news now. People are going down.
Another one that has been happening.
People are going down. People are done. They're done with waiting on investigations. No, it's either we drop the ball on them hard, with evidence, and be able to prove that evidence to be, I mean, it's quite obvious, when you're sitting in a Zoom call and you're talking about money and this and that, and then let's call it cash for like it's just disgusting. It's disgusting.
We've been getting pieces of it forever. Like I think a lot of people understand that a lot of indigenous women have been going missing and they don't know why.
Yeah.
There's been outcry about it because it doesn't get categorized as the same thing.
No. But in some of the movies I see a lot some women that are indigenous. Actually, I think there's a lot of different
there's a
nationalities.
Lot of families standing up for it right now and doing parades and everything else, trying to draw people's attention. And I mean, I think that there's as much trafficking as anything else. I guarantee it is. Why are they snatching up these indigenous women? Like, and then
it's also like California, for instance. It's like
that was all.
They get
was all in a 3-month
like 2 kids.
Also, the Canadian kids all being found at that school or whatever. They were all found dead, like buried under the school or something.
Yeah.
You're talking 40 plus. I thought it was just insane numbers, and they just kept pulling kids out more and more. And then all of a sudden the story goes quiet and you don't hear what happens to the school. You don't hear what happens to the people involved. All of a sudden, like, we'll tell you a little bit.
Oh, no. No, you won't. Okay, so to get coverage on this stuff, to get news to even really, take this on, it's difficult. It's very difficult because a lot of these people are threatened. You understand? If you take that, story or whatever it is, from that whatever guy, and you're going to lose your job, and your wife's going to end up divorcing you, and so they'll try to manipulate the other sides. That could potentially do something good for us. But the word is out there now. It's been on the news. It was covered.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, for justice for kids is known now nationally.
I don't think the coverage is enough. When you see people like Epstein,
I
said I don't think the coverage is.
Oh, enough. No. This guy investigates. This is an organization that will go out, and they do have friends, and connection with law that will go handle. If somebody's breaking the law, they're going to jail. That's it, plain and simple. You know, um, there are groups of people out there that just stay anonymous because you have to sometimes.
Hey, Julie,
because you have to worry about your kids. You have to worry about your kids because this is generational, unfortunately.
Well, and
I
that's why I
went
was
through it.
you worry
I
about your
went through it.
immediate.
So my kids, that's why I don't live with my children. That way they can never hold that against me. So it would never hold weight in a courtroom anyways, because I don't live with them.
Well, I mean, I
And she's got good parents that have jobs that work for HUD. And, so trust me, I see my kids. I'd see them every weekend, actually. Now we do weekends. And then sometimes I'll go over there and watch them for the night. She goes and does, she goes to church, and, that's my life now, man.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
quite a bit about it.
I don't
did
trust
hear about
everybody.
Morgan.
One thing I've been taught. Who? JP what?
Morgan executive that worked with Epstein, another person that supposedly is gonna get busted. But what are they getting? Like, what did Ghislaine Maxwell got? Like court supervision, and she's probably sitting in some executive fucking prison right now, where she's got TV and conjugal visit. Like, she's not getting punished for her crimes. I guarantee it. Like, these people don't get treated like they should. They should be treated how they treat.
All right, so here's the thing. Ready? It sucks. Okay. So all the Hollywood stuff. Yeah, that's all real, right? Although a lot of people are coming forward, which is the best thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen him. My concern right now is the next Amber Alert that hits my phone. My next concern is the next phone call that I get. My kid is missing. My next concern is, what am I going to do to help that person, that parent, that kid? Maybe that kid's dealing with a drug addiction because of what she went through or what she's going through, or that's my main focus now, right?
Immediate,
the feds need to handle that instead of going to New York and protecting, Donald. Okay. Right. I'm going to say it straight like that. The guy doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. If that was me, or if that was you, or whoever else, we'd be in jail for the amount of death threats and the phone calls and look, man, we would be behind bars with no key to unlock the door. Okay. If we did all of that. The only reason he got away with that is because he's a damn politician. He ain't even a politician. He's a businessman that thought he could be a politician. He did good in some aspects, but to be honest with you, what happened to all those kids, man? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they?
The only part I have a problem with is what you brought up earlier. Well, we both kind of brought it up, is the Q people, because they claim to be about protecting the kids. Like, that's their main thing. And I haven't seen any action done by that either. The Q people always talk about how they're saving the
That
kids.
is all a psyop. That is all a psyops. All they're trying to do is what they call red pill, and that nonsense. When it's just, why don't you just wake up realize it. Open your fucking eyes, Twinkle. And you know what I mean, and realize what's going on in front of you. Yeah, I mean, I walk into a gas station, I can tell if a girl walks in and she's a prostitute. I mean, it's so sad how the streets have become tent city. People laying in the middle of the, you know what I mean? No homes, lost their homes. Our system is completely broken.
You might disagree with me on this, but you know what I actually think would fix our system, and because I don't have a problem with legal prostitution. I don't think consenting adults should not be allowed to make that decision. I think it's if an adult wants to do it, that's one thing. I'm not talking about child trafficking. That's a whole different story. But prostitution itself, like in Europe, they have fucking unions and shit for it. Like, and the girls are protected and they have health insurance, and like if it's something that they want to do, like by all means, whatever, sex sells. But I think that would restructure all of society where you're not going around checking people's age and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what we don't want minors doing this stuff. Like we don't want minors involved. If it's taboo, then I think it's harder to ever figure out what's wrong, because you'll watch cops let prostitutes go. Like, even though prostitution is illegal in the United States.
Right.
It's like they don't even punish people that are doing the things wrong.
I
don't know.
To what we want to, everybody's belief in things are different, because of my childhood, and sometimes people take a little too much advantage of the factor, and I just don't. That's me, man. That's But I'm not judgmental. So if you want to be that way, that's how, or you want to believe something. Whatever you want to believe is your belief.
That's why
everybody gets their shot. Yeah.
Julie, I want to.
Yeah. No, there's no sense in arguing over it. Yeah.
Julie, I want to.
There's no sense in arguing over it at all,
because I think this is a good point, and I think it's also something that should be addressed. She was saying that pornography creates child trafficking too. I'll address it first, because first of all, I think all child pornography should be 100% illegal, and there should be no titles that joke about it or anything like that. That's what they have on the internet, where they have they label things as teen or other stuff like that. They put.
But there's also the catfishers. There's also the catfishers, which is the young guy, the nice Lamborghini, California, go down by the water the first day, let you go the first day, right? Get you back in the car later on. Next thing you know, you're in the back of a freaking Benz with a thug.
Yeah. Well, and all of it is set
putting you in a dog cage in the basement.
Have you seen?
And you're scared to death, and you don't know. I'm telling you, man, I've seen a lot of movies that I just have to turn off because they're based on real, true stories.
Have you seen the new shit that people are pushing for on the left? They want to make child pornography like animated ones, and they're pushing for it to be okay because they think it'll deter that problem. I'm like, dude, are they pressing for a revolution? I don't know what they're pressing for. They're trying to press for
because people's body is getting ready for that, man. Evolution, baby.
You're really,
it's gonna happen.
I think you're
Shit is gonna hit the fan, man. 'Cause let me tell you what, man. Let me tell you what.
I think doing something like that would create a
'Cause
very bad void in society of people that were attracted to things that are clearly illegal. And um, I don't know why people would push for that. And that people are pushing for that. Like, it's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. Like, I'm like, whoa. Man, we were talking about, I think me and you talked about this offline when
yeah, but you could go.
that movie Cuties that they came out with or whatever.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah. My daughters are actually doing really good. You know, I'm, I worry about my kids all the time, all the time. And my sleep schedule's been off lately because I've been trying to help, a lot of people. Um, and it's like you don't have the answer for everything. You don't. You just don't. And you don't want to wear yourself too thin. And I find myself actually repeating that quite often. Um, where I'll wear myself a little too thin and then I just got to pull back. That's why I got the, Netflix back and, but I'm learning things now as I'm
You know what I
watching this
always,
because there's
you know what saying I always use?
documentaries, shit. Yeah.
You know what saying I always use for that, Rocco? And I think it's great.
What's that, buddy?
If you can't fill anybody else's glass if yours is low.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You can't help other people if you don't help yourself a little bit first. You got to take that time for yourself to be able to be in a position to help others.
Okay. Absolutely. But it is draining work no matter what way you look at it.
Yeah, and you got to find ways to fill yourself
Especially
back
when
up.
you're trying to get something built from the ground up. Like, I'm also putting my neck on the line with, bringing a lawsuit to, the state of Missouri for, the things they did to me when I was a child. Um, I said it in a live on Facebook. I said straight up, I called them out by name, last name, everything. I said, if you stood in front of me right now in a lineup, I know exactly every single one of you. I mean, this family tried to own me. They did not own me. They would tell me that my mom, was no good and they were gonna, take me and, you know, they were eventually gonna go to Florida, but then they didn't want to take me to Florida. I guess didn't match their style because I then gotten to a point where I would be physical with them, and they didn't like that. But I was not going to Florida with a family that was nuts, that was just a hellfire and brimstone Baptist church on Sunday, but the rest of the week is let's abuse the hell out of the kid mentally. If I would ask a question about something, that had to, refer to my mom, you have to wait, be patient, like you're not my parent, man. And that's why I started running away from these places. And eventually I ran and it was the right timing. And at that point, I was 2 weeks from being sold. So I ran that night. The same day I got beat by staff. front yard. How I think I told you before or on here before. I'm not sure. But it's gonna be in the documentary. The area. So you're gonna get to see a little bit of it of where I remember, walking and just thinking in my head like, what am I gonna do? I'm only like 15 at the time. What am I gonna do? I have no guidance. I don't know how to go buy a bus ticket. I wasn't allowed out of my room in most of the foster homes. I was meted up. These are the things that I do not appreciate when it comes to the system. And I believe it's your state. It might be your state. I think there was a man, or Chicago. I think there was a man that was on parole that got a license to be a foster parent. They gave him a license and he was a pimp. Are you serious? Walking around on the news, I think he was talking about how it's somewhere in that area, but he sold this girl, and she was 16 years old.
They want you to think it's super hard to adopt, and they want you to think it's super hard to be a foster parent. Like,
well, it should be. It should be. It should be. And regulations.
Of it. I didn't know things were going on.
I say give it every week. These homes.
Yeah. There's no reason they shouldn't be checking in on them.
Check on these homes every week. Every week, check on these homes. If they don't have permits, they don't belong having a house full of kids. There's something else going on there. They call themselves Christians, but they pull up in gold Cadillacs with huge gold rims, or, bumping their music and making me flinch when they walk by and laughing at me. Disgusting, horrible, horrendous animals for what they were. Miserable. You could tell. And you know what? I got them shut down. So I'm already a target. And I think the family, I'm still checking on the research. I'm waiting on some information to get the actual name, because there was no name to the home. My mom was given an address. She pulls up and the guy's doing something he's not even supposed to be doing, in a suit and a tie. And tells my mom to get out of there. And my mom said, I'm not getting out of here. Where's my effing son?
Yeah.
And she says, if you don't tell me right now. And they were like, oh, he ran away. God forbid they get in trouble. Shit. It doesn't matter.
It's wild. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know your mom had that story. Oh, lost him for a minute. He should be back. I just clicked the wrong button. But yeah, these topics. I mean, like, yeah, I should. I agree with Rocko. You should always worry about your immediate first. But I also think the next step is to worry about these. What's happening with these big people, these higher ups. When you're talking about like Epstein, or you're talking about the guy that worked for J.P. Morgan that you were talking about. These are the guys that are like running the show on a higher level, and they're handing down orders to these small town people. I would assume was this guy that got a license or something like Rocko was talking about to have kids. Like these smaller level people all work for those big people. Small level people are just trying to get paid. They don't give a fuck. The people on the top, those are the ones that are those are the ones that are more lucrative about it. Those are the ones that are spending their money to make all this stuff happen. It's it's something you gotta chop the head off of. That's for damn sure, man. But yeah, I'm gonna give Rocko a minute to get back up here. Oh, he's back. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What's up?
Welcome back, man. Nothing. I was just talking about how
Yeah.
we uh we almost want to focus on these Epstein's and stuff because of like those lower level guys that you're talking about, like the pimp or whatever that was able to get a license to watch kids. Those are the guys that are working for your Epstein guys. Like those are the lower level guys making money, and the guys up on the top are throwing money at it, trying to make things happen. And we almost got to cut the head off the snake too on the top, as well as worry about
Oh
how
yeah.
get
Well,
family
yeah.
first. But
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about while you were gone.
Well, I mean, everybody has their job, and this, one if you're involved in the community like that, if you're conversing with other people that are doing the same thing, or you're actually uh, working with that person.
Yeah, in a lot of cases,
Um,
you're right, Julie. That's true.
and there's a lot.
I bet this stuff controls politics as well. Like it has to
Oh
because of the blackmail. Think about it. I mean, all of the politicians that are up to some shady ass shit, they also have this dirt in the background somewhere. Like, there's no way it's not. That's why all those
yeah.
people. You look. I think the top three people that are up to be president are like I don't know about DeSantis, but like Trump's been accused of it. Fucking Biden, who is our president's been accused of it. Like they're all accused of it. Tell you one thing, I've never met
Oh man.
something like that.
No.
I was always telling people I don't even know. Like I don't. Nah, I don't want to get into politics. No, no. Let's go, Brandon. I'm not getting into that topic tonight. Staying off the politics.
Got to.
No, I reached out to Chris. I was hoping Chris could come on and talk about Tennessee and Kentucky because he talked to us a little bit in the chat before, and I was hoping he was available. But I think he's working or something right now.
Yeah. Oh man.
So what?
Trying to figure out what tomorrow. What I got to do tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's on the list?
Who oh, there's a few things.
Julie was saying she told you.
And that's the other thing. Like that's what?
Julie was saying she
What?
said, I saw him in a film, and then she said, "Remember, Rocko, I told you."
Um,
I'm not sure offhand what she was
told me what?
she had
I'm
saw
trying to
somebody.
remember.
She had saw Biden in a film.
Oh, I didn't care about any of that. It was just I gave up, man. After all that, I was just like,
No, she was saying it involving the trafficking stuff.
I don't want to. Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't awoke to that yet because I was still suppressing it with allowing people in the SSP community, which I'll proudly say, my proud announcement to the SSP.
Let me hold on. I gotta read.
There's a lot of delusional, creative, very smart people. That's why they make the money they make. That like to snag people's story.
Hold on a second, Rocko.
Yeah, I'm
Hold on
not
a second.
stupid.
I gotta correct what I said. I said that Julie was talking about a trafficking thing. It was about a kids thing. I just didn't want people to think that I was accusing the president of trafficking. I just want to make sure I set the record straight. That's not what I was saying. But back to the SSPs.
Well, anyways, they manipulated me. They also not only manipulated me, they took my story and they ran with it. Because how did Bloth go from being this to this to this to making all this money to having a nice car to having this? But I hear my story come out of people's mouths.
Without me
I
saying,
can read in between the bull crap.
without me saying the person's name, can I ask a question about that?
Oh, you can ask me whatever you want about that. If it's a yes or a no answer, which it's probably a no answer because I'm not in that delusional creative state of mind anymore, because I'm not allowing people to use, I'm not allowing people to use my energy. Okay. Hands off. All right. Just like hands off my kids, hands off me.
Well, I was gonna ask
I don't want anything to do with that crap no more.
I was gonna ask if it had anything to do with Joseph Powell, because I thought you were.
Oh, of course. Of course. How do you think he knew about the sublevels, my man? Who showed you the
I don't
picture
know.
of
I
the
don't know much.
sublevel drawing?
I don't know much about Joseph. That's why I just knew you had brought him up before.
Well, that's why he's on the run right now. That's why he's on the run right now, right?
Is he?
Yeah. That's why Daryl's in jail right now, right?
I think I know why.
Because you know what? I don't think nut jobs belong on the street, to be honest with you. And I think he was just psychotic and there was something mentally ill wrong with that man.
Man, I tried to warn you about Daryl. Nobody believed me. Nobody did.
Well,
Fucking
now I do,
Daryl
man.
got
And you know
everybody.
what?
Daryl took everybody.
I wish I would have listened. No, he got me one time with money.
No, I was saying
and then he tried to get me to.
He got Gary Legier. He got fucking Penny Bradley. He got fucking think about all the people that he was that were under him, and then all of a sudden they were just left, and some of them didn't have shows anymore. Some of them they all just got by the one guy.
Well, you know what? They're karma. They're karma. Enough reports. I had people reporting them every single day. Remember when Daryl stopped YouTube because he couldn't anymore?
Because he wasn't allowed to.
Because I could, Miles, all these people, you know, when Miles called me the first time, oh man, yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, blah, 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 you know, and then turns on me because I don't meet him in the airport.
Well, that's, I don't think
You
a lot
know,
of people
I don't
know.
have time to cater to people. I don't have time to cater to people.
Most people don't even
You
know who
know,
Miles is. Like, Miles is so
wow,
irrelevant. I
that
thought it was so weird that he was trying to like with the t-shirts and all that bullshit and like the airport shit. Like that seemed like all of Miles's creation. I just didn't understand his.
yeah, well, that can get him sued. He don't understand. You know, these people don't think that, you know,
The
man,
oh God.
there's a lot of lawyers. Oh, Miles. Oh, yeah. Every word out of his mouth was a part of my story, too.
Yeah, Miles is an interesting one. Like the only conversation, like I knew the guy didn't know how to talk to people because the only thing he ever said to me was he came on my channel and fucking just dropped like 30 swear words and then never said hi to me, never said he wanted to talk to me or anything like that. Just dropped 30 swear words and then wondered why his comment got blocked. I'm like, you're a couple fries short of a Happy Meal, my dude. I was like, I don't know what's going on with you, but it's fucking not my pig, not my farm.
Oh, my God.
Miles is a weird one.
Oh. Well, that makes me feel good that, you know, finally people are picking up on his crap.
Well, no, dude, I
That's
knew
why I
Miles.
stepped away
Dude,
from the scene.
That was back when me and you first started talking. Is
Because
when
I want everybody to I want everybody to crumble. I want them to crumble, those people. Because, you know, it don't bother me. Go ahead. Obviously, you want to keep following me and, you know, and there's some kind of obsession going on there. Especially if I haven't mentioned your names or name or, you know, haven't said anything about you. I don't even do radio like that anymore.
I say, fuck it, Rocko. You get enough trolls, and then what you do is you just start your own platform on some fucking website, and then they got to pay to watch your content. And as long as they're paying to watch, fuck them.
That's it. Absolutely. That's the plan, brother. That's the plan. And, you know, there's going to be rules. You know, anything goes missing, you know.
Watch your content if they have to pay for it, are they going to pay for it and still try to, you know, make money off you, or what are they going to do? Like they have to make a decision.
You steal my content and try to make money off of it. You're stupid.
Yeah.
That it's you're already buying it, but you don't own it. And even if you own it, you're still liable to be sued.
This is true.
Because that is not you know, even though you own it, you don't own it. If my name is on that documentary and other people's names is on that documentary and they catch wind of that documentary being, you know, spliced and names being changed and, you know, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. But that's definitely an idea.
Charging
Charging
companies. It's not even you don't even have to deal with it. Like, it's all done through the companies when you start streaming on
Nope.
different platforms.
Yeah, no.
I used to have people haggle with me, fuck with me on my business all the time because they'd like want to pay cash and get out of doing taxes and shit like that. And then I remember like 7 years ago, I got insured, and it's kind of like that safety net that just makes you go, I don't have to do this if I don't want to. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, I can be making money elsewhere. That's the comfort level that you get when your shit can't get spliced anywhere else and just regurgitated.
Oh yeah. What are you smoking?
I got that was tobacco, but I got Granddaddy Perp dabs, and then I'm trying out this new pen today. It's a live resin pen. It's made by Tweeter, some California brand, but it's like live resin, and it's THC, CBD, and I think it's got Delta in it too. It's not too bad. It's like a lemon flavor.
Oh no.
I don't really got any flour going.
Yeah, man. You just charge for the documentary. That's it. You just charge money. And then when people, oh yeah, free, and when they go to hit play, put your credit card information in.
I'm down for any trolls that want to pay to watch me. Like this. Come on.
Oh man, and you're just sitting back, cashing in, watching this stuff, like. And at the same time, justice is being served if you're doing the right type of platform.
That's true.
Because you're going to have trolls doing platforms like that. Trust and believe.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of guys that'll pay money to go troll bigger people. And you're going to get more community.
Oh, well, yeah. Once I start dropping the bomb on some of these people.
Like, I don't know. There's a lot
of other podcasts.
Say that again?
Well, my one friend was telling me that he's working on something with I'm not sure what news company it is. TV wise, I'm not sure which one it is yet. I don't remember the name of it, but they're looking for stories too. So
nice. Yeah, I mean, there's always streaming platforms.
That's always like good.
Where they pay you for the documentary, and then they
the problem with this is people
they take care of the whole legal side of it.
You gotta try to explain it to people. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But sometimes it's hard to explain.
Have a good night.
It really is.
It was nice seeing you.
Parents is. Good night, Julie.
Appreciate the good conversation.
Who knows? And parents are hard sometimes too, because they doubt their kids, but you're like, no, you can't, you know what I mean? You can't doubt your kid like that. No. Yeah. You gotta have faith, or,
and it's
you
weird.
Try to build them up.
But I think it's weird because you do have to have that deterrence as a parent to know the difference when a kid's making some shit up and when they're.
I understand some of the situations because it's the grandparents that have the child from the mother, because she might have issues. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's sad. And sometimes it takes an addict to another addict, because I'll always be an addict because I did drugs for a while in my life. I was doing some drugs. I'm not going to lie, even alcohol. I mean, whatever. But the point is, sometimes that's the type of person that might be able to communicate through, even when they're clean, because they can relate. So you slowly get to know that person. And then when you get to know that person, you get to say, you know what, you're a good person. And they'll start to see that. And maybe they'll change their ways. And you won't be going to their funeral.
Yeah.
You
gotta be able to connect with them on their level.
But that's even hated on by the system.
No, I think.
But then they're like, oh, damn. One less broken family.
You're talking about
so it's kind of like they didn't win.
You're talking about relating to an addict though on their level.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello. You're talking about relating to an addict on their level though. That's the beneficial thing to it. Like you have to be able to relate with them. Otherwise, what they don't want to hear somebody talking down to them about what they did wrong and how they need to change their life.
Pardon me? Say that again.
I was saying that that was the good thing about what you were talking about is, and when you're talking to an addict, you're meeting them at their level. You don't want to be talking down to them, like preaching to them how they should be doing things right and how they're fucking up, because that's the whole wrong message, and you're not going to connect with them. You were talking about
once you connect with them, though, you can say I care, but after you've connected with them for a long enough time, to where they feel comfortable talking to you, and they feel like you're not going to judge them. That type of situation is hard, because especially when there's kids involved, that so it's not so much just sex trafficking, it's also families that are broken because of the system, and family courts are involved, and they're making mothers and fathers' lives miserable. So there's two sides. There's like basically two sides to the coin. I mean, and then it's like, these workers, they come into these homes and they don't even have a warrant, but they freak the parent out so bad that the parent will allow the worker inside the home. If you don't have a warrant, you're not supposed to be in my home. Yeah. And a police officer knows that. And I've seen plenty of TikTok videos where people have told people get off their property, CPS workers, because they did not have a warrant.
Right. It's usually because they grant access. You're right.
And you know what one police officer did? Told the lady, yep, you heard what they said. You got to go. Mm-hmm. So, there's good people in every avenue. It's just, and it's sad to say this, but there are a lot of people that have lost jobs in the system because they've reported not such good things. And, that type of profession, puts food on the table, pays the, and,
yeah. That's why I have such a problem with these unions and people like this, is because they protect each other. Whether we're talking about corrupt cops, whether we're talking about a corrupt government worker, they're looking out for themselves in their 10 years. So they're going to look out for the buddy that's next to them as well, because they're friends. They don't care. Like, it was my same issue that I had with teachers. If you're a shitty teacher, you shouldn't be teaching. Like, if you're not passing enough kids in your class, you shouldn't be teaching.
Exactly.
Locked into the system because they're union and they're trying to get them their 10 years so they can retire. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
You know what? Yeah, it really does not make any sense.
But you know what I mean? It's the same with those government jobs you were just talking about. These people protect each other for no reason when their actual goal is to be protecting these kids, not or teaching these kids or protecting the public. Like, whatever the position is, you should be doing your job rather than worried about losing your job and taking care of the people around you rather than doing your actual job.
Right. But it's really sad when you got to deal with a parent that doesn't believe the abuse, or whatever,
Yeah. Well, there shouldn't be a single parent that doesn't look at their kid brings it up.
So, their family member is a drug addict and all this stuff. And I sit there and I've said to some of them before, I said, well, you know what? You're talking to an addict. I haven't touched it in a very long time, but you're not going to get anywhere by saying those types of things to a person, especially when they're under the influence.
Yeah, that's true.
Or, they're already down and out. They already feel bad about themselves. Something sparked that addiction. Something always sparks the addiction, which was the foster care system sparked my addiction. It also made me and my mom have a very bad relationship for a very long time. So they know how, even if they can't keep their dirty hands on you, meaning hands off, but unfortunately, the parents have to deal with the, and I don't like to call it abuse, but it's almost like what we were conditioned, how we were conditioned. We might not be like that because we're still young, but we're hateful towards our parents. I was very hateful towards my mother.
I think all kids are rebellious from their parents, regardless of upbringing.
Well, it's horrible when coming out of the foster care system.
Yeah, it's got to be exacerbated in that situation.
My mom hated those days. Like, she's like, thank God that I actually realize that, now that was not her fault. And that's the problem is they'll put that into your head and they'll embed that in your head and you'll go home and next thing you know, you're home and you're like, you know what? I can disobey now. I can do whatever I want now, I'm not under lock and key anymore. So my mom said, okay, you want to go out and do bad things? You're going to find out what you know what I mean? Like, and I found out really quick, man, when I ended up in prison. But, I still had that suppressed. All that stuff was still suppressed. I didn't think about it. I didn't remember it. I didn't have conversations with my mom about it up until about 6 months ago.
What helped you bring that to surface?
Well, I started getting memories when I found out I was moving back to Missouri. That's when all those memories started shooting. You know what I mean? Like, of my dad's death, basically. And then the foster care stuff started coming back, and like really remembering it. And, trying to, I had to accept that. And I finally did. I accepted it, along with other things. But that acceptance is the huge thing. Is very big. But once I started realizing that I was in these homes and stuff, and I asked my mom. My mom said, I said to my mom, I said, why is it that at 30 something years old or whatever, 35, why is this all coming out now? And she says, "Hun, that's just how it happens. That's just how it goes." So I was like, well, for a minute, I kind of froze up, and I said, well, what the hell? Why was I even, why was I here?
Yeah.
But why did this happen? I start questioning it myself. Like,
Well,
and
and yourself and
I
her.
found that can be very unhealthy.
Questions.
Um,
My questions would go to my mother as well. Like, why was I in these situations? You know what I mean?
well,
She
it wasn't. At the end of the day, it was not her fault. It actually was the system's fault because the system
those
kept
questions
playing
would
her.
I mean, you didn't understand it was the system until you asked those questions, though. I'm assuming.
Um, I already knew, but I never gave it any thought. You know what I mean? I never gave it anything like, I didn't have the real deeper stuff because I was suppressing for a very long time. Alcohol, drugs, you know, it was something that was just, I don't know, man. I had to like, it took a while. It took a long time for me to realize that, that this was the actual truth, that, and then accepting.
Well, especially if it's only happened, like you said, in the last 6 months. I mean, that's pretty recent.
Yeah, and reliving it at times, and trying to get your mind off of that, whatever it is that you're seeing, or because I get visuals of it, and when I get those visuals, they can be a little rocky at times
Yeah.
because I'll see it like 3 different times. It'll just pow, 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 like like in my mind, like 3 different times. Um, I don't know. I also, um, goes back to psychosomatic, the trauma. Um, you know, sometimes my back feels like it's been, like they did do something to my back, with the restraining, or so, I don't know. I just get really bad back pain,
and I start remembering the restraining that was being done to me. So, and I also remember being in like a, where I take myself, or I try to remove myself from this reality into a more, created reality.
Like a projection or like an out of body experience. Like what do you mean?
No, I would try to take myself into a fairy tale. Like,
Okay.
I'm going.
You're trying to create a reality around you.
Yeah. Put my head in my pillow and act like I just wherever I was, it wasn't. Is what I started to remember here lately, and it actually made me pretty sick to my stomach, to be honest. That stuff is no fun. When you realize that you've went through that kind of stuff, and that's when you realize, okay, the grass wasn't as green as I anticipated. Or
I mean, just thinking about it on like a block level, when we're talking about like people involved in government projects or something like that, they talk about these blocks that people put in as a government to try to make you not remember it. But you're talking about something that's so personal. It's actually like these were your own blocks that you put in so that you could picture you were somewhere else, so you weren't in that moment because it was so bad. Like you were
correct.
like it's
Absolutely.
it's a deep thought. Like just trying to picture that. But hey, I don't know how much longer you have. I've got more time. I gotta use the restroom real quick. If you guys want to take 5, we can keep her going. Otherwise, if you want, we can schedule for another day too. If you gotta take off.
Yeah, let's schedule for another day.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on tonight, man. It was nice
Anytime, man. Anytime.
All right. Well, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody that tuned in. We've had quite a few viewers tonight. Not a lot of talkers, but it's all good. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, brother.
Later, Rocko.
Later.